welcome back to our session with Ms. Sammanika Rawat. Make sure that you check out part 1 of the podcast series before you listen to this one.
No
No,
issues, ma'am. It's good. Like the more we know, the better, I believe.
yes, ma'am, not at all. And like you said, that there are only two fields that most people are aware of, corporate or litigation. I feel like that was the case, especially with most of us when we joined law school as well. And then as we started progressing into our years, we also like realized that there is definitely much more than litigation and corporate. So I think I definitely agree with whatever you're saying. And the fields that you also gave were extremely interesting as well. But on that note, since we also come into law school with these perceptions and stereotypes, what advice would you give to students to optimize their 5 years of law school, and what mistakes should we avoid making while we're here?
Okay, first and foremost, for anybody, it's not just law students, it's also lawyers because I have mentored professionals up to 14 years of experience and like they are doing something but they don't know what and why, right? So, for anybody who is not clear about what he's looking for, just pen down whatever comes into your mind. Let's say you came to law school and you thought that, okay, fine, I want to do law. Now, just ask yourself why. Your why should be the most important thing to you. Why should I study law? Like, it could be anything. The answer to your why cannot be same as mine or somebody else's, right? But there should be an answer to that. Because if you have a clarity of what you are doing and most importantly, why you are doing that, you will not be influenced by the outside forces. So, first and foremost, that. Second thing, when you have a clarity that, okay, fine, it could be anything, it could be just anything. Maybe somebody told you about this career opportunity and you just became curious about it. Maybe you were too concerned about the justice system of the country. Maybe you were looking for an alternative from medicine and engineering. It could be anything, right? But you should know your why. Like, it shouldn't be that you are doing things in trance state, right? So you would have thought about it before enrolling in law school. So your why, just write that down. Why you are doing this, what you are doing. Secondly, if you are not happy with it, find out all the options you have which you can explore. Okay, but let's say we are coming back to the main track only, and like, I know that I'm studying in law school. Okay, fine. Now, what are my career options? So that is something you shouldn't wait till the end of fifth year to find out what all options would a law degree be able to give me. You, that is something you should start doing from day one at law school. Okay, if this is my degree, what all ways can I utilize it? Okay, and for that you find out what are the things you are looking for in life. For example, somebody is looking for money, somebody is looking for fame, somebody is looking for maybe a change of place, like a metro city or maybe whatever, a different kind of work environment, a different kind of learning, whatever it is. So ask yourself, what exactly am I looking for? Okay, and then see how can that degree help you in that. For example, like, again, another example, my friend studied at one of the top NLUs and he was the batch topper. He got 100% scholarship for Oxford University. But he was always very clear that I want to do something for the society and most importantly for my state. So he was always very, very clear that he wants to do litigation. And therefore, him being the topper of the batch or getting scholarship, he did get some of the good corporate law firms offers. But he always knew what he wanted. Similarly, when I started my independent journey of offering career coaching, and my friends who had started with me in the law firm journey, they have reached a stage where they might be making somewhere between 15 to 20, 25 lakhs a year right now. And for a second it did click me that, okay, had I been in law firm, even I would have made this much money. But the fact that I knew why I was doing what I was doing, I that thought did not or could not pull me back from doing what I'm doing, because somebody else was getting paid better, because money wasn't something I was actually focused into when I thought about going independent, right? So you're what you are doing, why you are doing, what exactly you're looking forward to, how you can utilize your degree. Yes, definitely there aren't many clear platforms available which could tell you that okay, what all things can you do with the legal degree. But through whatever means and modes you can find out, just keep on digging deeper, keep on digging deeper, have this hunger of knowing better and knowing deeper. I know in India we are more focused about the width rather than the depth. Like in colleges also, it's more about how many pages can you fill while answering the question, rather than can you precisely and concisely answer, cover most of the things in lesser number of words, right? So all these competitive exams also, they are looking for width of knowledge instead of the depth of knowledge. But still, in personal life, going into the depth has always helped me. And even in professional life also, when I used to advise clients, I used to always prefer going into the depth, so that I am very clear that whatever advice is being given to the client is to the best of his interest. So that is another thing. Adding to that, we are creating a platform. Your legal career coach will be the name of the platform, and where I am trying to build a website or a blog, you can say, where I could, whatever in whatever manner I could capture all the information related to career opportunities for law students. I would try to cover them and mention them, so that this was a huge space which I felt needed to be covered, that students didn't have enough resources to find out what all options are there. If possible, because there are so many people doing career coaching these days, if you can afford one, please reach out to one. But even if you can't afford a paid mentor, I would advise that in college days, always, always, always have a bunch of mentors. I would not say have only one, especially if that person is not professionally trained to do this. Because the what happens in college is, if you only listen to one didi, one bhaiya, one senior, then you kind of narrow down your perspective only based on his or her experience. If he didn't like a particular field, he would tell you, oh no, no, this is not a good field, go into the other direction. And it, you don't know like why did he come to that conclusion, right? So it is always advisable to have a bunch of mentors. I always had, I was lucky enough, in terms of my seniors, in terms of my friends from other universities, in terms of my college teachers. Like, I used to always look for mentors who could guide me. So that is another thing which I would advise, to have good quality mentors in life. That would definitely help you. And lastly, and most importantly, law school gives you enough time to live your life to the fullest. Do not just live your life as a law student, live your life as a holistic person. Do everything you want to do. Do things not because you want to collect certificates, or you have to show somebody that, oh, I have a degree, these are the things I did, this is what I did. No, it shouldn't be. Law school is more about living your life here. You become an adult there. You enter as a teenager, you come out as an adult, right? And that adult who would now be thinking about jobs, responsibilities, and all. Till the time you're at law school, till the time you're in the college age and phase, you don't have to think about a lot of responsibilities. At least most of us don't have to. So that is the time when you should spend your full time and energy in exploring, do different kinds of things.
Yes, ma'am. That was actually a very, very, like, I'm not gonna say like it was detailed, but it was detailed in such a brilliant way. I'd like to say, like, with so many points, you gave like so many different ideas to students in general. And I love how you talked about like how students are not necessarily supposed to be stuck in the rat race of constant internship, certificate, etc. And that we're supposed to actually live our life. Most of like
Mhm.
most professors also, like, usually they go for like, you have to do this, you have to do that, set formula, moot court, internship. Like, I do understand that those are crucial, but when you talked about how it's important to also like enjoy your life, I think that was amazing, I would like to say.
Yeah, and these competitions everybody should do, not because it's a mandate or academic mandate or there's a fixed structure. No, all of these things add to your personality in so many different ways. As law students, we learn to how to build our research skills, how to see the world from two different perspectives. It teaches us how to work together as a team. So don't just see what is this certificate going to give, or what is this competition going to give me. A certificate? How can I utilize that certificate? No, there's so many things which you don't write in that certificate. And these are your personality skills. People go for personality development courses, right? What exactly are you learning there? how to work in a team is something that cannot be taught unless and until you are actually working in a team. So these competitions will help you with that. Parliamentary debates, moot courts, research papers, paper presentations, legal aid clinic camps, whatever, mediation camps. Like, yeah, there are so many options.
That is true. Like there are a lot of fresh new opportunities coming up for law students as well. Like I've seen many opportunities on LinkedIn as well, like for mediation camps, arbitration, whether it's something like data protection. There are like a lot of vast career routes for students to pursue as well. And like we can also like broaden our horizon as well and like learn new things and learn like there are a lot of these workshops also offering like drafting skills and like they give like ready-made templates and all. What's your opinion on that?
That's a new business. A lot of people are running. I have never purchased them, so I don't know what kind of templates are they offering. I have read both kind of posts about them on LinkedIn. Mostly people criticizing about how they were not up to quality and all. See, these are the things. Honestly, in law school, it's good if you're able to build practical skills. If you're planning to join the industry and you're pre-prepared, I would say. But when you join as a fresher, no, they are not expecting you to know everything beforehand. And this is something I learned when I was working at law firm. That my job interview was only a pure HR interview. I was my senior did not ask me any technical interview, and he gave me the job. And trust me, Janvi, I wasn't even in the top 10 rank holders who were sitting that on that day for that job, right? On the other hand, there was somebody else who had a very high CGPA, very good tier one from internships, and still couldn't clear the interview because the person was asked after HR interview to sit for another round of technical interview and didn't get the job. So when I was working in the firm, one day I casually went up to the partner during one of the parties and said, "Ki, so what exactly did you think when you hired me? I didn't have a very good CGPA. I didn't have a very good rank. I didn't have top tier one from internships. And yet you gave me the job in the HR round while somebody else had everything, that perfect CV kind of thing. And still the person was asked to go for another technical round also. And then again, not hired. Obviously, somebody who who had such high CGPA would definitely have the technical knowledge. Then why? Why did you choose me? So he said, Samanika, at fresher level, we are not expecting you to know everything. You cannot. I hired you for the banking sector. Obviously, you would only know basics about banking, which is taught in law school, and that's mostly theory. It has nothing to do with what we are doing here. So, when we are hiring freshers, more than the core technical knowledge, we are looking for somebody who would like we see what kind of personality are we allowing to work in our team, because we are by hiring you we are extending our team, we are opening the doors of our office to a new person, and this is kind of a family to us. So what kind of person would you want to join your family? That is something we look for. Secondly, at fresher level, we are not looking for somebody who would have this ego in his mind that, oh, I know everything. See, I'm already prepared. I've done this, I've done that, I have these many certificates, I know, I have all the drafting templates with me. No. At fresher level, we are looking for somebody who's coachable, who's trainable, who is willing to listen to our instructions, because every office, every senior, every partner has his or her own style of working. They would not want a fresher to come and tell them how to do the work. They are hiring freshers who can assist them in doing their work and learn during the process. So that is another thing which is important. So yes, if you can afford, if you have the financial capacity, if you have time, please go ahead and do these kind of courses and workshops, because anything and everything you should always try to constantly upgrade yourself in whatever manner, and anything and everything which can help you in doing that. Of course, if you can afford it, go ahead and do that. Like, despite having worked with the edtech sector for so long and helping so many students, even I went for ICCC course to get not because I wanted to show off that I have that ICCC career coach certificate, but because I wanted to learn more. I wanted to go deeper into understanding how career coaching is done in different fields and how can I do better, right? But even if you can't, just focus on being very honest and authentic to what you can do and what you are doing. You need not participate in maybe 15 competitions in a year, but even if you're participating in one, be very honest with yourself. Yeah.
Ma'am, I really like the point where you said that you should be authentic and true to yourself. Like a lot of people, like they exaggerate on their CV about like whatever they've done in hopes of like getting a better job, etc. And like, they say that they have drafted this agreement and all that, but really don't know the basic clauses that also go into it. So I really like what you said about that. Like being authentic and being true to yourself can actually like, land you the job instead of like faking who you are in an interview.
Yes. This is something which I learned from my law firm partner. He's very disciplined. He's right now working with a tier one firm. So he always used to tell me that, Samanaka, it's always advisable to undercommit and overperform rather than overcommitting and underperforming. And this is something which stayed with me forever. Like, be it to the clients, be it to your seniors, be it to even your own self. I saw students last year during pandemic when people got an opportunity to do virtual internships. There were some students of mine who were doing even 5 internships at a time. I said, why are you killing yourself? Can you even afford that to do that? And even if you can, why should you? Right? So the most important thing is that do not even overcommit to your own self that, oh, I will be able to do this, I'll be able to do 5 internships. Deep down you also know that you would need time to sleep, you would need time to eat, you would need time to do other things.
You're right, ma'am, especially since we live in a very highly competitive world and everyone is constantly sharing their achievements. I feel like there's also that extra need to always stay on the top of your game and present yourself in the best way possible. So I feel like that's why a lot of people have that pressure egging on themselves.
This happens, Aksha, when you try to judge yourself from other people's eyesight. Like I told you that when I was sitting for that job interview, I knew that there were people who were better than me. I knew there were people who had better CVs than me. But I also knew that if they hire me, how can I contribute to them? I may not know 10 things, but I only know one. Now, even if with that one thing, can I offer them what they might be looking for? Can I be of use to them? Can I be honest to them? Right? So, see, when we go into knowing there is no perfect person. Even Ramjet Malani sir used to say at that age of 90 plus, he said, we are in the field of law, we all are students. You can never say that I've known everything now, right? So at the age of 90 also, if you're not able to build all the knowledge and skill sets that's required. So when you are just 22, 25, and coming out of law school as a fresh, of course you can't know everything. So you need to have confidence in yourself. You need to be clear that with whatever minimum knowledge I have, how can I help somebody?
Oh, ma'am, like you said, 22, 25, there is this common thing, like, especially when we were in school, like, there's this thing they always say that by the time you graduate, you're already really old for the market. Like, so we already have that ageism factor, right?
No, no, no. Honestly, not. These, though I am an old school person, but there are some myths in the old school thoughts also. Because with the technology developing, with everything going virtual, we can like now talk to anybody from any part of the world. This saying, firstly, I don't think we should practically keep in our mind very rigidly. Yes, flexibly, it can help you to push yourself, but it can also have a side effect that you feel that you need to know everything. And that is something which even I had this problem, and I see a lot of young students also having this problem of trying to being a perfectionist. At, oh, like at 20 I need to think and work like 22, 25. At 25 I need to think and work like 30, 35. So I'm not sure if you've watched the series on Netflix or not. FOMO Shots. So in that, one of the female characters lead says this. She is a lawyer in that show. So she says, I lived my 20s as 30s and I've like made everything what I could. Now in my 30s, I don't know should I live like 30s or should I live like my 20s, because I still don't know how should I have lived in my 20s, right? So it's in gaining knowledge wherever you can. Yes, you should think about, but don't have this thing that oh like it's too late now. It's never too late. Honestly, it's never too late. Like I have been working or helping some of these ladies who are in their 40s and 50s in building their businesses, small town business, like these freelancing handmade businesses. So I keep telling them that it's never too late, you can start now. Because at 40 also, if you would say oh it's too late now, it's too late, so when would be the next time you would be able to do? This lifetime would not be enough. You'll have to take another birth to do it then, right?
Yes, ma'am, that's very true. That's very insightful what you've shared with us about how age should not be a barrier. And yeah, it was very nice how you've helped like even 40 and 50-year-old women run their businesses. It's actually very inspirational. And which is why it's been an honor to have you as our first guest for this session. And it's amazing that you took the time out of your schedule to actually come and interact with two law students and give us and share your information and your wisdom as well. It's been amazing to talk to you.
I'm grateful, honestly. Thank you for inviting me. I'm glad I could be of help to you or through this podcast to whoever is listening. Even if we are able to influence one life, I think our work will be done. So, thank you so much to both of you for this kind opportunity you gave me. And all the very best to you also for your coming sessions. And most importantly, to the listeners for their careers. I hope whatever answer they were looking for, at least some percent we could be able to help them.